Yeah.
Bright turquoise. That might be the new PB.
Yeah. Hello there, and welcome everyone. I've said this before, but I'm not a biologist. However, in this video, we're fishing with a real professional fisheries biologist, Dr. Andrew Taylor. If I ever have a question about black bass taxonomy or the current status of a fish, I know I can always get the latest and greatest science from this guy. He also does a lot for native black bass conservation. It's been a big part of his life for a long time, and this trip is my way of thanking him for all that. By the way, Dr. Taylor has caught just about every kind of black bass known to science, but he still needs the Tallapoosa bass, the Cahaba bass, and the warrior bass. The Tallapoosa bass is of course endemic to the Tallapoosa River system in Georgia and Alabama. The Cahaba bass is endemic to the Cahaba River system, and the warrior bass is endemic to the Black Warrior River system. And those two, the Cahaba bass and the warrior bass, they're the only black bass and the only members of the sunfish family endemic to the state of Alabama. Endemic means they're found there and nowhere else in the world. Anyway, it's Friday, March 17th, and our plan at this point is to catch the Tallapoosa bass and the Cahaba bass today. If we can knock those out, we'll target the warrior bass tomorrow. The only problem is the weather. There's a lot of rain coming, so we're just kind of hoping it doesn't rain too much because upland species of black bass feed primarily by sight. If the water is heavily stained, they can be real hard to catch, especially early in the year when the water's still cool. So you're probably wondering, if the conditions are so bad, why are we even going? Well, we scheduled this trip around the International Fly Fishing Film Festival that's in Birmingham Saturday, March 18th, tomorrow, and we already bought tickets for that event. So we're just going to watch the gauges and do the best we can. So I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching. Yes. Fish on. It's the, oh yeah, it's the right one.
Yeah!
Congrats, man. Way to go. That's a Tallapoosa bass.
Oh, look at that.
That's awesome. Perfect.
That is a beautiful fish.
Way to go, man.
Look at all the iridescent blue and the scales.
Oh yeah. Good job. There he goes. So there's kind of a little back eddy right here. Was he anywhere along that seam, or was he more over out?
I think he was right in, like right, oh, there's something.
Oh. He's got him, man. It's another one, not as big. That might be the male.
Little Tallapoosa bass.
Yeah, that might be the male, or a male.
The iridescent blue is so hard to see until you see him in person, you know? Beautiful fish.
Way to go.
Nice. Whoop.
Also, while you're next to me, do you see that that rock right there, that boulder? Yeah, at some point you definitely want to pitch that. That didn't take long. Is that a Bama bass?
No, it's a big Tallapoosa.
Oh, good job, dude. That's a really nice one. He's got some of the modeling on the belly there.
So that one came off of that big submerged rock outcrop. Oh yeah, this one's probably that modeling kind of around spawning season, right?
Yeah.
Bright turquoise.
Really nice. Nice one. Oh, he got him that time. That's a Tallapoosa bass right there. Good job, man. See how red those eyes are?
Wow. Yeah.
That's probably a male, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, really red eyes, which they kind of get that way around the spawn. Actually, it looks like somebody bit him at some point. Or,
well, yeah.
Yeah, that could be a really big Alabama bass, or I don't know. That kind of maybe a great blue heron even. I don't know.
Pretty fish.
Yeah, great color. See ya. We don't have a gauge that we can look at, but we can see this vegetation's all bent over. So this water was up recently at some point. I don't know how recent, but you can see the grass is all bent over. That was a great cast. Oh yeah, another Tallapoosa bass. Man, I've already lost count. That looks like another male. Got the red eyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think small male.
Yeah. Yeah.
The red pigment in the eyes. That's probably as bright as I've ever seen on a bass.
Yeah, they definitely, the males will definitely get those red eyes around the spawn. That one had the zoomies.
This pool must be absolutely stacked.
Well, I think we've got a ideal scenario where the water was up recently enough for the fish to move up here, and now they can't leave, or they don't want to because they're going to spawn here.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So when you're fishing a rig like this, and you've got this big chunk rock, it's very typical of like Alabama, Georgia, river fishing. How do you find yourself having to keep your rod high and kind of keep reeling to keep it from lodging in underneath the rocks? How do you approach that and try to basically limit your snag ups in the rocks?
Yeah, basically I try to keep the bait moving, but sometimes you just can't avoid that, really. You know, in some situations it might help to go to a lighter weight if the current allows, but usually, you know, you just have to, that's just something you have to deal with when you're fishing these streams, creeks and rivers. You know, just you're gonna have a rocky substrate, rock on the bottom that you know, you just have to, there's not really, I haven't found any one rig that is better than another. I prefer the Texas rig just because it's weedless, but if it's really bad, sometimes going to a lighter, using a lighter weight's about the only thing you can do.
Well, what brought that to my mind is I feel like I'm having to move this a lot faster than I normally would to try to keep it on top or just on the tops of the rocks instead of down in the... And it might just also be because this is so scoured out. The water was high. Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else after that big truck goes by. A lot of times below these dams, you have a lot of turbulence, and where that concrete is, it'll be washed out, especially these really old dams. So it'll be undercut where that's been washed out. So I don't know if we can actually move closer to this dam at some point, you know, after we fish it, this area thoroughly. We might try to move closer and get the bait up to those areas that have been washed out beneath that concrete. Oh, he got that one, folks. That one didn't come off. Oh, that's a largemouth. He's going for the slam.
Now that was a largemouth living in pretty fast water. Look at that. I mean, that's a pretty fish then.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever caught one with a stripe like that. I mean, that's crazy.
So those mid-lateral, those are what we call mid-lateral blotches in the bass taxonomy world. And there's pretty much there's a few kind of independent ones, but largemouth, they typically do kind of coalesce into one line, right? It's pretty solid. And what's really interesting about this one I don't see very much is this fish is pretty otherwise kind of washed out.
Yeah.
It's not very green, it's not very dark on top, but it's got this really, really dark black mid-lateral.
Yeah, you don't often see that. That might just be some native genetics there.
Yeah, no tooth patch. Probably not a hybrid.
Yeah.
Cool fish though.
Yeah, definitely. Now you just need the Bama bass.
That's the one I keep missing.
Yeah.
4-pound Alabama bass.
Another one with the red eyes.
Nice.
Probably a male.
Very aggressive bite in that eddy. Same spot.
Yeah, we've caught every fish. Every fish has came on the old Texas rig worm there so far.
Yep.
Awesome.
Pretty little fish.
See ya. You want to go to the next place?
I was on the fall again. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cahaba. Cahaba. Damn.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh. That thing jumped. That was great. Oh, he's been in that clear water.
Yeah, you can tell. Definitely.
Bit of a belly on that one.
Yep. Really nice. Excellent, man. Great job. Congrats.
Thank you. A little bit of a tooth patch on that one.
We got him. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, no problem, man.
Okay.
Nice job.
That was a chunker. That was fun.
Good job. We've had about a half inch of rain here in this part of Alabama, so we're really fortunate this stream hasn't been blown out. That might have been the boss hog. I don't know. We may have to move on.
Sometimes.
If something eats that, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Oh my gosh. Well, it's the right kind. It don't come off. It's the right species. Well, that's what stole his worm, folks. He finally got even.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one's got yeah, it's got markings on on its belly. I think it's probably getting ready to spawn too, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a small fish, but for upland species of black bass, it's a mature fish. I mean, that's... Yeah. I've seen some on the bed that were smaller than that. Not by much, but, you know, that's a mature fish. A beautiful fish.
Wow.
He's been eating good. Both those fish were really healthy. I mean, well, even the Tallapoosa bass. You want a normal worm now, or are you going to keep using...
I think...
Look, that's what he caught the fish on, folks. That's all the worm he had.
Just enough to cover the hook.
Yeah, it's about this...
Just enough to Texas rig.
The length of the hook, basically. I had one really good bite right there. Yeah, it's got the blotches. You can see they're like an Alabama bass.
It does, yeah. It's intermediate, but
it's definitely a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. It's big.
Yeah, I had a good bite over there. That's why I was wanting you to check it out. But
that side got a little dirty. I had to lift it up over the wall. And that was fun. So that was actually just upstream.
Oh, okay. Above the dam?
Along the wall of the
Holy
dam.
cow.
Upstream.
Tell you what, try working one where the current makes this back eddy, try to throw it along that seam, like, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No way. That is
appears to be a warrior bass.
Life for warrior bass.
Good job, man.
Oh man, look at that fish. Okay, so it's got more spotting and orangish pigment?
Yeah, this water's probably on the cool side, so you don't see as much coloration, but there should be some orange on the leading edge of the soft dorsal and also right here on the leading edge of the anal fin. There's some coloration there, but again, that's a smaller individual, and it's also, we've got probably some cool water, but that's looks like a warrior bass to me.
Awesome. Pretty fish.
Yeah. Good job. Congrats.
Boom.
Way to go, man.
3 lifers in less than 24 hours.
Good job.
Amazing.
Let's see if we can get a bigger one. I just missed one. I don't know. I threw to that rock right there. And yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think, you know, all this little stuff's
Is that what they're coming up and busting?
in the water. I think there's, so in some of these, like larger creeks, there's shiners. There's Cyprinella, the genus. I think over here they'd be like Alabama shiner. It really depends on what drainage you're in. They can actually be like actively foraging on little surface insects.
Oh. Fish on. It's the right kind. Don't lose it, dude. Swing him. You can see
That's a pretty one.
you can see the blotches
Oh
better
my God.
on this one.
Look at that.
That's awesome. The warrior bass.
That's a beauty.
That's what we came for.
What's kind of like, and I don't know if this is because I have like my sunglasses on, but it looks like the blotches have a little bit of green to them.
Yeah,
A little bit of like a turquoise.
around the spawn, they definitely have more orange here and here, the leading edge of the soft dorsal and the anal fin. But that one looks perfect. I mean,
I think that I can count that one as my PB, my new PB.
oh yeah, beautiful fish, man.
Let's see. Get my cat in here. They really light up when they're.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thumbnail.
Honestly, this is a pretty comfy place.
But yeah, there's no Alabama bass. There's no. It's just weird. All right, that's my first warrior bass of the trip. It's actually my first upland species of black bass of the trip. Not a giant, but it's a beautiful fish. You can see not a lot of the orange coloration, but you can definitely see the white fin margins and the coloration there on that anal fin. There's some turquoise, just a really nice fish.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's about like that other one that you got, I think. I mean, it's a really nice fish. And most, what's interesting about the warrior bass is about 80% of the ones they collect do not have a tooth patch. Whereas the other upland species of black bass typically have a tooth patch on the tongue. This one does not have a tooth patch on the tongue, which is really interesting. But I need to get this guy back in the water. See ya, buddy. Yeah, I was right here and I just pitched it like, you know, there's this little shallow spot or a constriction, and I just pitched it like right up there, and he hit he hit right in the middle, kind of like right there.
So kind of on that. Okay.
Yeah, I threw maybe about 5 feet to the right of there, but that's still. Dang, dude. Good job.
So they're up in that gravel bar, it seems.
Yeah, that one being a juvenile, you can see the blotches really well.
Oh yeah, that one's fired up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very
Nice.
colorful. No. Well, that was quick action.
Yeah. I have sometimes been on these inside point bars, you know, like that, and seen a bunch of like shiners. So maybe they're in a little deeper water pushing them up there. I don't know. These fish don't have hands, so they do that sometimes. They'll pin them against a flat bank like. Nice, dude. Get him. Oh yeah, that's a better one. Oh man. He's only got like 8 or 9 blotches. I mean, if you count them, so.
Yeah. That might be the new PB.
Yeah.
Just because it's got a, look at that chunky belly.
Yeah, that modeling, that's really interesting.
I think that's, I see that most, well, what's interesting is that's in other black bass species too. And it seems like it's most prominent around the spawning season.
Is it?
Like it's some kind of visual cue. Yeah.
That one's definitely a healthy fish. He's really thick. Nice. Way to go, man.
Maybe they're just like staged.
Holy cow.
Came up over a rock and he ate it.
Nice. Another warrior bass. Good job, man.
No tooth patch on this one either.
Oh, that's cool.
This kind of does feel like that's the same kind of stuff I'd be pulling the Neosho bass out. Here's one. Neosho bass fishing in
Cool.
in Alabama. So they're a little smaller when they're up there in that shallow gravel, but still pretty fish.
Yeah, all of these fish have been very similar as far as their appearance, so I'm pretty confident these are real warrior bass.
This one has a little bit more of an orange, reddish tinge in its fins.
Yeah.
No tooth patch.
Okay.
No tooth patch. So that even adds a little bit more credibility, I suppose.
Yeah. See ya. Here he comes. He's coming to it. Well, I'm glad you caught that fish, because that is actually going to be the last fish of the trip, because we have to head to Birmingham for the International Fly Fishing Film Festival. Great job. That one actually has more orange pigment on the anal fin there, which is cool.
It's a pretty fish. Say that over and over, but man.
Yeah, go for it.
Slight air release. There we go.
Did kind of a U-turn. So that is actually going to be the last fish of the trip. We actually have to head to Birmingham now for the International Fly Fishing Film Festival, which seems kind of strange because for the last 2 days we
have not been fly fishing.
No. So do you want to talk about what you do and why we're going to Birmingham now for the International Fly Fishing Film Festival?
Sure. So my name is Andrew Taylor. I'm a fisheries scientist as my day job, but I got into fishing at a really young age, and I grew up in Northwest Georgia. And so the first time I went stream fishing, I caught a red-eye bass. Didn't even know what I had in my hand. Started diving into the, whatever I could find on black bass diversity at that time. Learned that was an endemic species. Learned what an endemic species was. This was like back in high school. And so the red-eye bass kind of, kick-started me getting into stream fishing. And what's really exciting now is, I work in black bass conservation. We look at genetics, we look at species diversity. I feel like there's this growing movement now. A lot more people appreciate the endemics, the fish that are in your backyard but no one else's backyard, right? And what's really exciting about this film festival that's happening in Birmingham is there's actually going to be a Alabama specific black bass film featured, and this is part of the International Fly Fishing Film Festival. It's a mouthful. So that's going to be seen broadly across the country and other countries, and bring light to endemic black bass and why we should be appreciating them and why we should be conserving them.
We're trying to do this paradigm shift from pounds and inches to, really just appreciate where you catch the fish.